There are many ways to make money on factions. Today we're going to go over a lot of the more common ones. Here you can see the results from my skeleton grinder. So a lot of them require you AFKing or just sitting around waiting for a long time, and that's kind of a thing that you have to do sometimes. Others require a ton of time and effort and probably money on the server, but in the end it's all worth it, I think. So starting off with Cactus, which is my favorite way to make money on the server, you're gonna have to hollow out a lot of land, which you can see me doing here. Yeah, ignore my face cam for the video. That's not gonna be related to what I'm saying at all. So a lot of the process is just mining out, and then all this, you need to save all of this because eventually you're going to be making the walls. And then the process for building the cactus itself is pretty easy. You just kind of jump around and make this grid pattern on the ground with cobblestone and sand on top, and then these little chains of stairs of fences and cobblestone that stretch across, and that's what breaks the cactus as it grows to 2. And that's how they fall down and you get more. This is a lot easier if you have fly. As you can see, my friend back there, he had fly, and a lot of times you just fall off like that. This is the fastest way that I've figured out to just place the stuff around. You're gonna fall off a lot like this. And then you just kind of go around, place the cactus. It's a lot easier if you do the wooden fence and cobblestone chains before you place the cactus, which I hadn't learned yet at the time when I did this, but that's just a tip for you. And then this is a lot of building, and it takes a long time, especially if it's just you, which most of my farm was just me. I'm getting a lot of stained clay here because I wanted to make the outside of my farm look like a cactus. It's obviously not necessary, but I thought it'd be cool to do. Cactus usually sells for the most, or well, it doesn't really sell for the most, but it's so easy to get a lot of that the price, it makes up for the price. Once you have a big cactus farm, you're getting like, depending on the server. I play on the server Desteria, so I'm getting $12,000. Another option for farms is the carrot, potato, or wheat route. It is my least favorite because this is not automatable. You use water and you can get rid of all of it. You could probably use some fancy water stuff and make it all go into one hopper. The way that I'm doing it here, it just kind of all goes out into the sides, and then you have to pick it up, and as you can see, you have to replant all of it, which is a real pain, and there's nothing that can plant it for you. This is the automatic version that I found online. You can just sit there, point it in one direction, which I don't do here, I keep switching, but you can just hold down, right click, or bind it to your caps lock key or something, and kind of just right click on all the tilled soil and plant your thing, and then or your seeds, which can be carrots, potatoes, or wheat, and then the bone meal will grow it with the dispensers on top. The tutorial is in the description for this. This is NETHER. On a lot of servers, NETHER is the most profitable item, especially if you're in a server that doesn't sell it in the market, so you can sell it to other players for a lot, but it has the same problem as wheat, carrots, and potatoes in that you cannot automatically replant it. Sugarcane is, so here I am just like taking much of it from a base we found. I kind of like, taking that sugarcane. But I didn't take the bottom because it's kind of a noob, but I didn't want to take all this stuff. But here's a design for an automatic sugarcane farm. It's very simple to make. It's relatively cheap too. You just kind of press a lever, and it sends out a bunch of pistons, and it pushes the sugarcane out, and they all fall down into the water. So you just, if you want to automate it, you can, which is what you probably should do. Here it is. They'll just keep going, and then sugarcane will grow, and you can just make layers and layers and layers of this. Pretty decent crop in the economy to sell on most servers, so it's good. Melons and pumpkins are, you know, they used to be good. I used to play on Desteria. On the old Desteria, pumpkins were the best crop. Now I feel like on most servers, melons are pretty bad, but pumpkins are so good. This is the circuit that you use. It's very simple to make a melon pumpkin farm. This is what it does is you just put a redstone torch there, and then a block above it, and then a redstone dust next to it, so that the redstone torch powers the block, and the block powers the redstone, and the redstone powers the redstone torch to turn that off, and then it just makes a cycle until the redstone torch burns out. And this is the pumpkin version, which is, you know, the same thing really. It works just the same, and it's super easy to make because, you know, it's just 5 blocks really. It's also very compact. Passive mobs are a type of grinder, so most of them don't really sell for much in the marketplace, but they have their uses. Pig and cows can feed you, and leather actually does sell for a lot in most markets. And then wool is good if you can get yourself a sheep spawner. Here we have a timer that just goes around, and it powers this redstone torch, which powers the pistons, which is what retracts the grass blocks, and then just pulls it out from underneath the pigs until they fall into lava, or fall through lava and die. The lava is held up there with some signs, and those signs just have a 2-block gap between the lava and the ground. And then the pigs fall down into some hoppers, and the hoppers go into a chest, and it's a pretty easy system. Hostile mobs are kind of different depending on what mob you're farming. This is one mob grinder that I found. It's pretty easy. Just stick a bunch of spawners in one place, and then they just kind of all get pushed down from water, and they just fall into one place, and then you kill them. This is the same with this one. There's different ways. This one, I feel like it's not as effective. Because mobs have to spawn within 3 blocks, so they can only spawn 1 above and 1 below the grinder. So that's the spawning limit with them. And this is just kind of like a train that kills skeletons. Lava is an easy way to kill skeletons lava is an easy way to kill all kinds of mobs. Except for blazes. Blazes are different than most mobs in that they are not killed by lava, and they're not killed by falling. So blaze farms are pretty hard to do. You can kill them with water, which these people haven't tried. I don't have a blaze farm myself, so I couldn't do this myself, but also on Desteria, which is a server I play on, mobs don't drop their items through piston kills, so they have to use just hitting them with swords, which makes it hard to make most farms and grinders. In conclusion, the best farm I think is the Cactus farm, and the best grinder is just a general mob grinder. This can use zombie pigmen, which are great for golden nuggets, which can be crafted into golden bars and golden blocks, which can get you the god apples. And then the only mobs that can't go into these kind of grinders are Enderman and Blazes. Enderman and Blaze spawners are expensive anyways, so by the time you can get those, you should be able to make a new kind of grinder for both of them. If you want an overview of the Enderman grinders and the Iron Golem grinders, then leave a like on this video, and if it gets to 50 likes, we'll do a part 2 of how to make money on factions. And we'll see you guys next time.